Alikuwa hapa.
Oh, kalikuwa kajapotea.
Ni very strong. Eh?
I think we are done with that particular fund. Let's go to the last one, climate change. Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. For this fund, the Baringo County Climate Change Fund, it got a qualified opinion, and we had quite many issues. We had a total of 15 issues, and under it, there's financials, which financial statement issues, we have emphasis of matter. We have other matters which were around. Other matters was sorry for that. Other matters previous year we had 9 issues, and we also have internal controls. So for our verifications, we have the financial issues have not been addressed because revised financial statement has not been provided. So I don't know, I go query by query or with your guidance.
See, you know, I've looked at them, like the first one is inaccuracies in the financial statements. We have unsupported use of goods and services amount.
Is this a capacity issue? What is it?
Chair, the statement that was provided had, like the financial statement had 3 paragraphs which are still not addressed because a revised financial statement has not provided, though the management has indicated they are provided, but from the audit perspective, you cannot provide a section of a revised financial statement. It has to be a complete financial statement which is signed by a certified ISPAC member.
So, Governor, why is it so?
Maybe you can give your CC Finance or Chief Officer to tell us.
Yes, Chairman, I think I will hand over this to the Chief Officer. Where is it? CC Finance to address this one. CC? Inaccuracies in the financial statements.
Chair, I think this is a capacity issue for the accountant who was preparing the financials. It was his first time to doing it, and so it's a capacity issue, and we've addressed that issue with the current. It will be addressed using the current. It will be seen from the current financial statements, but we are going to address the issues with the accountant. Thank you.
I want you to hear what the auditor had said. There is something that she has said. Can you repeat so that? Because it's like they have not given you a complete report. So can you repeat so that Chief Officer listen to what she's saying?
Thank you, Chair. We noted there were inaccuracies in the financial statement, and we are also accepting that the management have realized that the financial statement had issues. So to address these issues, we need a revised financial statement that is complete, signed, and if there were variances, they have to be addressed by journals.
Okay, noted, Mr. Chair.
So how much time do you need to do that?
Chair, 5 days. 5 days. So the auditor can get it on Monday.
So maybe auditor, can we give, as you do the current, because I think you're already doing something, can you look at these particular issues so that when we are meeting next year, January, on 2025-26, these things should have been sorted out?
Well guided, Chair.
I think that's better, so that instead of just looking at this and we are not agreeing.
Sorry, Chair. Thank you.
Good. Auditor, move to the next one.
Thank you, Chair. The next one is on number 2, unsupported goods and services. If I read, the statement of financial performance reflect use of goods and services amounting to 196,939,312 as disclosed in Note 7 to the financial statement. Review of the expenditure supporting schedule revealed purchases of certified seedlings, breeding stocks, and live animals amounting to 25,461,370. The expenditure was in respect to donations to farmers, youth groups, women groups, and cooperative societies across the county. However, review of supporting documents, including payment vouchers, revealed the reports on user needs or feasibility studies determining the visibility of the proposed agricultural project within the county, policy and criteria on identification of the beneficiary to the project were not provided for audit verification. Further, the issue and receipt notes in respect of purchased seedlings, breeding stock, and live animals, and monitoring and evaluation reports were not provided by the county agricultural officer on the progress and success of the projects were not provided for audit. In the circumstances, the accuracy, completeness, and propriety of the use of goods and services amounting to 25,461,370 for the period ending 30th June 2025 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Good. Governor, the response.
Thank you, Chair. The reports on the user needs of all feasibility studies determining the viability of the proposed agriculture projects within the county and criteria on the identification of the beneficiaries to the projects are hereby provided in the document attached with the areas of interest in Annex 1. The beneficiary lists are also as indicated in Annex 2. Everybody who is given anything like seedlings or livestock breeds of any kind is required to sign. And there is a distribution list that is signed by both the agricultural team together with the chief of the area and the ward administrator of the ward. So I think they have attached several documents there. If there is need for more detailed information, it can be provided.
Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The issue is partially addressed. They have provided a list of beneficiaries, but the key documents have not been provided because when you purchase items or supplies, you need to receive them first, so that you receive them in the stores, store ledger records, and issue out. Whereby this one, we needed to have seen the Chief Officer of Agriculture or the responsible person receiving with the S11 is when now you tell us where you are taking the items that you have supplied with. So in the absence of store ledger record confirming the receipt and issue, we cannot confirm the expenditure. Thank you.
Yes, Governor.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if there is any document that has not been issued, like the S11, of course, these agricultural goods are not you cannot store in a store. You will get if you buy bulls, say you buy from a farmer in Kajiado, the most important document is certification by a registered veterinary officer to certify that the animals are of good quality, and then the receiving party will be the farmer. So normally we get the farmer to sign with his ID number with during a meeting with the farmers. So this is not normally the usual full scraps that you are going to receive and store in the store. It's good to go straight. What I'm saying is the documents that are required should include a report from competent veterinary doctors and the field officers concerned who are delivering the animals, and the acceptance by the farmers. And in fact, this morning I was asking my team whether those bulls that were bought and given to the farmers have served the purpose of siring improved quality breeds. And the veterinary officer who was in the field told me out of 17 bulls, each one of them has sired about 10 to 15 calves. That means there could be about 200 more. That will change the quality of the bulls. The other one is the issue of coffee, which we are really aggressively marketing. And it may not show the results immediately, but maybe the goods delivery note that is provided should be certified by the people receiving it and the farmers. But in another 3 years, the quantum of coffee that will be exported from Baringo County will be different. And the levels of income of the families will be evident. So now we are counting the number of the acreage on coffee and the number of seedlings that have grown out of those acreage. I am very passionate about this issue of improvement of productivity of our farmers, including in coffee and livestock. What we are looking at is, for example, we have a slaughterhouse that requires good quality animals. That's why we are helping the farmers to breed improved animals so that they can be able to slaughter the animals and get the best quality beef for export or for local consumption. But we need to improve on that documentation that she's referring to, where we have, is it S11? S13, those documents that show that they have been received. Although we are not receiving them in a store, but they need to have that received, and then the certification by the receiving veterinary officer and the receiving farmers that they have received the goods.
So, Auditor, you've heard what the governor said. Realistically, when we get cows, we get sheep or goats, how do you want them to store? How do you expect them to store them?
Okay, thank you, Chair. We don't say that we have to receive the animals in our stores, but there's a person responsible for taking on charge. It is in law, the procurement law, how to manage inventory. When we buy items, those are inventory. So we need to have an officer, because the officer comes with a budget, that we need to give farmers 500 cows. So this officer is the same person, the people who are selling to us, we'll give them an LPO. And they have to give us 13, confirming a delivery of 13, which we must take on charge in our books of record. Then is when now we issue. So the issue will be to the person who requested. And that's why when you look at our query, we are asking user needs. The user is the person originating, where now we are now putting it in our budget. Then now for us to account, even as auditors, we cannot go to the Baringo County looking for this animal. The officer who is entrusted, who takes responsibility of these 80 cows, will enter them in the inventory.
Yes, sir, why don't you make use of that good knowledge from the auditor to minimize queries?
Guided, sir.
Where's the next query?
Thank you, Chair. The next one is number 3.
Are you following all of them? I thought there are some that we had agreed that they are.
I'm responding to the ones that we still need more support documents.
Okay.
So that we are able to answer the accountability of the same.
All right.
Thank you. That's number 3 on financials. Unsupported disaster management expenditure. The statement of financial performance reflect use of goods and services of an amount of 196,939,312 as disclosed in Note 7 to the financial statement. Review of the expenditure supporting schedule revealed that expenditure in respect of disaster management amounting to 48,278,841. However, the expenditure was not supported with relevant documents, including contract agreement on projects undertaken, professional opinions, evaluation reports, and minutes, bills of quantities, letters of awards and regret, delivery notes, and inspection and acceptance reports. In the circumstances, the completeness and propriety of use of goods and services amounting to 48,278,841 for the period ended 30th June 2025 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Good, Governor. Query number 3.
An expenditure in respect of disaster management amounting to 48,278 shillings 841 is undertaken by the Baringo County Emergency Fund, which is independently audited unit as a fund. I think earlier on we had.
I thought we had seen this earlier.
Yes.
So how has it appeared in climate change fund?
Because it was part of the FLOCA, FLOCA funding.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So it was transferred
Yes.
from climate change fund
To the emergency fund.
The emergency fund.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm seeing it is misplaced.
Yes.
Auditor, what's your view there?
Chair, it's not misplaced because the fund is an independent fund, and if it is a transfer, we need to see that being transferred as a grant, not as an expense. So it's a different issue. It is they should account for the expenditure under the fund, but if they give it to emergency fund, it should be transferred as a grant.
You know, this is where we're having. You remember what I said earlier on capacity issues? You know, this is a treatment of this particular governor.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I think I want the Chief Officer for Climate Change to explain what exactly happened.
Chair, my name is Silas Konyike, the Chief Officer in charge of Environment and Climate Change. So ideally, this money was not transferred to emergency fund. Neither was money transferred from emergency fund to FLOCA. Yes. So what happened is that some of the indicators that we report under FLOCA or under climate financing and climate change is issues of emergencies and disaster response. And therefore, when when these reports are filed at the end of the financial year, there is always that indication of how much was spent on disaster response, but it reflects only in our records. But the money does not come to us. It is financed through the emergency fund on the other side. Just like we also have livestock interventions coming to FLOCA or climate change interventions and agriculture projects coming to FLOCA. They are being implemented on the other side. We don't implement them directly.
Auditor, we are confused now.
Chair, even us, we are confused because they are disowning that they never received the money. So whatever they are putting in the financial statement was not correct.
So it should not have been there in the first place.
They have confirmed they were not given money. Then why did they report it as an expenditure in their books?
Chair, I think probably that is what part of what Redimoy was talking about earlier. Probably the accountant might have misplaced the finances and put them in flocker instead of reporting them on the other side of emergency. So I don't know, because myself as the chief officer for climate change, we have not transferred money to disaster and we have not received money from disaster.
Maybe, Chair, where is this accountant?
Governor, where is this particular accountant, and is he an ISPAC member? Auditor, where did you get the 48 million?
Chair, in their financial statement, they received money from the county government. And when you look at use of goods and services, note 7, when you go to the notes, in the financial statement, note 7, they had given us list of schedules. They had given us list of schedule whereby we got the expenditure of the 48 million in our audit process.
So who is this accountant? What's the name of the accountant who signed these documents?
Let me ask the chief officer responsible for finance.
Like he has disappeared.
Oh, they are consulting.
Oh.
Maybe. Chair, may I request that you allow them to consult so that we can give a response?
I think, Governor, what is required, there are issues here, I had said earlier, like, when you see inaccuracies, these are some simple things that can be fixed. So if maybe, as the auditor said, they give in view, maybe you need to sit down, your people need to sit down with the auditor so that they can help them on how to correctly report these things, so that, things are reported there, but you have confirmed there was no money. Yeah. So maybe we need to, he has come back. So maybe, can you say something so that we can give direction? We don't want to. Yes, Chief Officer. Where the money?
Okay, sorry, Chair.
Yeah.
I'm not the chief officer. I'm the director of accounting services. Now,
who signed the?
It's the director who signed, but I've gotten the clarification from the accountant. The money, I think the instruction he got from the department was pick the expenditure from emergency that touches on climate change and put there. So I think it's the same issue that I was telling you. It's about the capacity of the accountant.
So we didn't lose any money?
No.
Did we lose the money?
Chair, as you had guided and as His Excellency has requested, we do a reconciliation, but what we should emphasize on, this is an entity which prepares a financial statement. When we are doing our in-year audit, or we call it compliance audit, we get access to all the support documents, including bank statement. So we do a trail of when this money, because when you look at the financial statement, this fund received a lot of money, 362,953,924. That's a lot of money. So as an auditor, we will get the bank statement confirming that this money was received and what is the trail. How did this money leave the account to other users? So that's why this account, yes, it may have a component on emergency, but it must report within that entity, not transferring to another emergency fund. And that's it now from audit perspective. That's a red flag on accountability. So maybe we'll reconcile with them, but I think the department should emphasize that each entity, you take responsibility of the figures that you put in your accounts. Thank you, Chair.
It's Senator Mbuga.
Chair, what the auditor is saying is that if Kenoti was present, maybe he would have taken some keen interest, because it's not clear on the movement of those things. So in the absence of Kenoti, you will have to make a ruling.
We have said they need to go back and reconcile and make this thing neat. And as you report, as we discuss 2025-26, you will come and tell us if it was there was any loss. If the 48 million that was in the emergency was also transferred from this side for other purposes other than emergency. You know, you've seen in some counties, the national government will do a project of 50 million, and then when it's complete, a county government will come and put there a board to say they're undertaking it, and then pesa inapotea.
Yeah, I think we're guided. I think that is an issue that is when you say national government doing a project, sometimes also national government can claim what county government has done. But we are well guided. We will ask the two departments to sit down with the auditor and have clarity on the issues. Thank you.
Good, Mark.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe I just want to get that the county should consider these as two separate entities, so that if they are separate entities, then you cannot have any commingling of funds, which creates this confusion. So, Chair, that would be the recommendation in line with the PFM, where each has to manage as an independent entity which cannot incur on behalf of another. Thank you, Chair.
Good, Auditor. Do we still have, because I've seen the ones that are following up on policies, eh?
Yes, Chair, they're on policy.
We're just talk generally, and then we'll ask the governor what is the status on these policies.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
You don't have to read the queries, just talk about them generally.
Okay, one policy is on submission of quarterly reports, and when you look at how the response was filed, they did not use the correct template. When you go to PFM regulation for the county government regulation 1, section 166 of the PFM 2012, they are required to submit quarterly report, and there's a template that has been issued by the National Treasury on how to file, which I think the management should take note of that.
Director Accounting Services, you are listening?
I'm listening. Well, I think, Chair, we've acted on these quarterly reports. Every quarter, I'm compiling all the quarterly reports. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The other policy was on affirmative, but I think they will take note of it, because when you look at the committee, the management team on this fund, I think the gender rule is not adhered to, which maybe they can take a keen interest. And there was also an issue on risk management. Those ones have been addressed, Chair. They have already put those ones into place. So I think from our end, that's all.
Honourable members, any last comments before we give the governor opportunity to give his final remarks? Amida, you're good?
No, Chair, but I guess looking at it, it's getting better and better every time. But by the time, we finalize next year, the governor will be up to the game. He has really upped his game.
He'll be retiring.
However, at least he will have left a legacy, a good one, a clean one.
He can join us in Senate.
Oh,
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Senator.
Paris? Okay. Buko? Too busy with Olkalao. Governor, your final remarks.
Let me take this opportunity to thank Senate for welcoming us for this session, and just to say that wherever there are shortfalls, we are going to make amends, and that maybe the only thing that I'll ask Senate is to help us to access more funds from the Department of Special Programs, particularly in terms of the disaster that we have in our lakes, which are almost merging, easily making the aquatic life in Lake Baringo, which we harvest a lot of fish. The local community depend on fish from Lake Baringo. If the salty water of Lake Bogoria merges with the Lake Baringo, it will be a terrible disaster. And then vice versa. If the fresh water in Lake Baringo merges with the
that conversation of using national government to help us is very important. I'm also pursuing to see how Elgeyo Marakwet County can also benefit from donor funds.
to sort out the landslide issues. I just wanted to tell you that also we are fencing Rimoy on our side. So all animals might come to your place if you don't make an effort also to fence your side.
No, we are fencing. I promise you before the end of this financial year coming. The other Baringo side, Lake Abnorok, will be fenced.
We are doing
We are
ours.
solving challenges kidogo of encroachment, but that will be done.
Oh, good. Because we are doing ours this Thursday. We want to start from this Thursday.
Otherwise, thank you very much, Governor and your team, for coming, honoring our invite, despite the Sabasaba issues. You know, we are already worried you might not make it today because of perceived. You know, my chairman is part of that team.
At night. We came at night.
We came at night, eh?
Yeah.
But the roads are safe, so you can go back. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Safe journey. Journey message back to Baringo. Meeting adjourned.
Members, I think we might have received a letter from Paris and warned me earlier, so there might be no meeting tomorrow. Yeah.